Sheriff Plumber built the jail, which is ironic. Later on, he and his deputies were hung. Well, good morning. Linda and I are in Bannack, Montana, the original capital of the state. Well, this is a popular tourist spot, of course, but it's all been kept original. It's kind of noisy today. There's a tour going on and he's pretty loud. He's shouting all up and down the street. So I'm trying to do the video work here at either end of town while the tour moves through. Anyways, the buildings, like I say, the buildings are original. This, like every ghost town in Montana, it started out with people finding gold here down along Grasshopper Creek, which is down behind me here. Once you find gold, people are coming, and boy, they did. Well, this is the entry to the hotel. I suppose at one time there might have been a big fancy chandelier. That's the safe. Flue for the heating stove, big windows. This is probably an office area. And this is the center hallway. Maybe a dining area. Big room, nice arch back there, the second part of it. This building is all original. And well kept up. The first time Linda and I came here was 20 years ago. And it was all covered in graffiti. Looks like they've done a pretty good job restoring it, original colors and everything. Back into the central hallway. Right across looks like another office area perhaps, or, well, hard to say. That little door goes back into the kitchen. This is the door we just came in. This is the center hallway that goes back. We'll go back into the main hallway. Okay, this is going to the very back of the hotel. I'm going to turn around and show you where I came from. That's the hallway going back to the front steps. This is the kitchen. Look at that stove. It's huge. This is a very big room. This looks like another part of the kitchen here, perhaps. And this must have been the cook's quarters. Check this out. All period correct. I'm behind a glass pane here looking in. Pretty cool. Well, from the kitchen area, there's another stairwell going up here. This is the back stairs. Linda went up the front stairs. Let's check this out. Couple of little rooms to the left. Okay, now we're up in the guest rooms. There were rooms that were heated and rooms that weren't heated, depending on how much you wanted to pay. This is called lath and plaster. They put up lath work like this, and then they plaster over it. Some of the original plaster is still there. Original windows. And another one here. So there was 4 small rooms back in here. Let's go look for a fancier room. Okay, this room you would have paid a little more money for because it had heat. It would have been a wood burner. Ooh, much larger room. Would have had heat. This would have been a suite. This is a big area back in here. That area right there is the same size as the smaller rooms we just saw. This is probably the original paint because it's actually scorched right here from the stove, which would have sat right next to it. Another large room just like it, right across the hall. Boy, the ceilings are really high. But back in those days, that was because the heat rises, right? So this was their form of cooling, was to let the heat go up. This ceiling's got to be 16 feet. And then the transom door above the entry door, that was also for ventilation.
What notorious people went down these stairs, huh?
This is a special place. These buildings weren't moved here. These buildings were here from the start. One really cool thing about Bannack is you can walk in all the houses, almost all of them, except for the ones that have historical artifacts inside. You can see how they lived. This is just a little 2-room cabin. This would have been the kitchen. There's where the stove went. Out here would have been a bedroom, living room. No insulation back then. Yeah, you got up in the morning, the water inside was frozen. You had to light the stove and heat the place up. There are way too many buildings for me to give you a tour of each one, so I'm not going to do that. We'll look at a few of them, give you a little history as we go. One thing this town is known for, vigilantes. Let's go check out the inside of this one. Somebody's home.
Come in, come in.
Okay. Wow. Large parlor.
Yep.
Dining room. Original flooring. Of course, these are all pretty much all original. A closet on the left. And back here, probably a kitchen and a bedroom. This would have been the kitchen. This is where the wood stove went. Let me back into the corner here. And is over in the bedroom.
This is like pantry.
All kinds of layers of different wallpaper on here, including bits of newspaper, different wallpapers all layered on.
Oh, like muslin sheets?
Wait, show me. What's that?
Like sheets?
Oh, muslin cloth. Yeah, muslin sheets. And old newspaper.
Mm-hmm. And
Be interesting to get a date off of that somewhere.
cardboard.
Yeah. How neat. One thing I find interesting in these houses, not just here in Bannack, but in other places we've been, is the chimneys don't go all the way to the ground. The brick chimney, this is brick inside up in here, and then it's supported here on wood that goes down to the ground. And then inside here is shelves, and the chimney pipe went up there. I guess it was to save bricks.
Number 12, honey.
This is the Roe Graves house. This was the first framed house built in Bannack, and it belonged to one of its wealthier inhabitants. He made a lot of money off the gold here. Let's go take a look inside this one. Let me show you something. Evidently we're looking at the original steps, because look at the square nails here. And that's something. And coming in from the front door, you come into a very large living room. And you can bet that would have been a nice chandelier hanging from right there. In the back over on this side, very small room, maybe a little office or something, right off the main room, most likely. This was a wealthy man that owned this house. All heated by wood back in the day. Every board you see was cut with a handsaw. No skill saws back then. This area is the center of the house, this room. Sorry, it's so dark. Sorry. And then just numerous rooms back here. Pretty sure back here is a bedroom or series of bedrooms. This is not the kitchen area like you would think. These are bedrooms back here. Bedrooms, dressing rooms, you name it. For a man with money, and his family, of course. We came in from the left. From here we came in. And now we're going to look around to the right. Lots of people here today. Going back out the door we came. It's going to get noisy here. There's people coming in. Another small bedroom here. Back over, this house is huge, by the way. Back over here is another quarters of some sort, another big room here. This might have been a dining room where I'm standing. Maid's quarters. And back here is the kitchen now. Huge house. The locker, food pantry is still there, or food locker. Side door going out. And looking here, this is cool. These bins for flour, dry goods, would have been countertop on top. Food storage back here. And now there's a back room.
Check this out.
Strictly storage back here. This is an add-on. And now we'll head back out to the front door, where we left Linda. Just to give you an idea what's here, this is a map of the town, and these buildings all exist right now. And you can go tour them.
I'll put you over here in the shade, Mom. I'm going to walk up. I don't know if I need to walk up to that house or not. I'm going to that house.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Sheriff Plumber built the jail, which is ironic. Later on, he and his deputies were hung. All original. Not exactly a nice place. Oh, look at this. You're in a cell there, Linda, for sure. Oh, it's small.
Small, yep. There's a little passway.
That's where they would put your tray of food through.
Where's my can?
Yeah. Yep, I'm in the office part of it. There's where the wood stove would have gone. There's probably another storage back there or something, but interesting. This jail was actually built later. This was the original jail here. Now this jail actually depended on shackles in the floor and a leg iron.
There's two. Is that for two guys or?
Yep, for two guys. Yeah, I guess.
Two legs.
Yeah, it probably had a bunk on either side and a shackle in the floor for each person.
So what is that, Rick?
Well, that's the gallows behind Bannack. Well, Bannack does have a dark side. These gallows here are not the originals, but they're built in the original location up behind the town on the hill behind. You see, Bannack didn't have any law and order. Sidney Edgerton was elected the Chief Justice, but he never went to Lewistown to get sworn in, so he never took over his office. And there was one marshal for all of Montana and Wyoming. No law and order here at all. That led to some problems. Pretty soon they elected Henry Plummer as the sheriff, along with some deputies, and he ended up starting up a group of thieves known as, ironically, the Innocents. So what do you do when there's no law and order in the neighborhood? Well, that's where vigilantes come in. You know, the term vigilante is Spanish, and it came from the cattle drives where the men on horseback would get up on the hilltops and they would provide vigilance for the herd, watch over the herd. So a group of vigilantes was formed, and they went after Plummer and his gang. Sheriff Plumber and his gang were blamed with countless robberies and 102 murders in the area. That's a lot. By the time the vigilantes were done with them, they had hung around 25 men. Imagine a world without policemen. Well, I guess under certain circumstances, a vigilante isn't exactly a bad thing. In this case, it looks like it was absolutely necessary. Well, you get to Bannack from Interstate 15, just south of Dillon. You head west on Highway 278, not very far. This is a great place. It's a state park, very nicely cared for, and the buildings are pristine. You should see this. Well, Linda and I left Bannack State Park, Ghost Town, and now we're in Dillon, Montana, going to a very famous taco bus. We say it's famous because it seems that people all over the state of Montana know about this place.
We heard about it in Great Falls, so it must be famous.
Must be. Let's go check it out. The problem is when you're from out of town and there's 46 different things on the menu. What do you choose?
This is mine. And this is Rick's.
Now that's a huge burrito, and that's not their big one. And this is the tacos. We decided to play safe the first time here, but like I said, there's 46 items on the menu. They've got everything. This looks delicious. Let's see how it is. This one's a spicy pork. There's like 5 different meats you can get. And this one's beef. So far, they're both really tasty. Well, I don't believe I ate all that, or that Linda and I did, but we did. The food is excellent. I don't recommend too many places, but the Fiesta Mexicana in Dillon, Montana is a place you should visit. It's at 510 Montana Avenue, in case you make it down here. This is a good reason to come to Dillon. Well, that's about it for this video. Anything you want to add?
No, except for that was excellent food.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, you guys, thanks for watching the video, and it's time for us to hit the road.
So, see you around.
See you around.